Hello, I'm Akis Papadopoulos. I'm a principal researcher at CERT ITI. This is a research center in Thessaloniki, Greece. And I'm the coordinator of MAMMOth, which stands for Multi-Attribute Multimodal Bias Mitigation in AI Systems. Well, we, similarly to the other projects, we started November 2022, so we are now on month 17, and since our project is planned for 3 years, we're almost halfway. We bring together 12 partners across Europe and one associated partner from the UK, all of them coming from 11 countries, and CERT ITI and the Weaver Group is the coordinator, and we're gathering a total budget of 3.3 million euros. Here is the slightly biased geographical distribution of partners, a bit of a Western bias, as you may see, but we do have Greece and Lithuania, which saves the day. And we have 5 universities and research centers that bring together expertise from the areas of computer vision, computer science, network science, social science, and AI communication. We bring also 4 companies that also bring relevant expertise for the use cases, which I'm going to talk about, and also communication and ethics. And also 3 NGOs are part of our consortium, which represent different groups in risk of exclusion. When we started the proposal a couple of years ago, the prevalent concern was that AI amplifies and perpetuates stereotypes. So this is what text-to-image model produced back then when it was prompted with an American man in a house versus an African man next to the house. You can clearly see the stereotypes. And right now, I think we've moved beyond the stereotypes. I think this recent happenings reflect how difficult and challenging it is to actually address the problem. One of the reasons and complexities is the fact that we are dealing with more complex types of data, and also in more complex settings where bias needs to be addressed. Among our primary objectives is to redefine bias on the basis of multiple characteristics and multiple modalities, so move beyond the single attribute bias definition that most people are familiar with. And of course, we also would like to contribute towards more standardized AI solutions, developing new methods and techniques to evaluate and mitigate bias, and also support the diffusion of knowledge and uptake in terms both of awareness and also skills. Here is a depiction of the overall methodology. Our starting point is data, of course, and I think a differentiation point of MAMMOth is that it tries to deal with modalities such as images and networks. The most previous research was focusing on tabular data. We, of course, do that as well. But we also try to handle less explicit forms of bias encoding. Next, there is foreseeing open toolbox, which brings together both techniques developed by our consortium, by the research and technology partners, but also, of course, integrates existing libraries such as AIF 360, and tries to bring this in a more convenient format to both AI researchers and data scientists, but also through a more user-friendly web-based tool. It also tries to address other kinds of stakeholders like managers, educators, and even the wider public. And beyond making accessible tools, we also want to test them in actual scenarios. We have 3 use cases, and each use case is led by one of our partners. The first is on credit scoring and finance. The second is on face verification. And the third one is in analyzing bias in academic collaboration and citation networks. I will now briefly go through some of our results. The goal is, of course, to stimulate your interest, and of course feel free to get in touch, and some of these are also presented in more detail in tomorrow's workshop. So we've already performed our user analysis and a set of co-creation activities. In this process, we collected inputs from more than 300 people through a diverse set of activities like workshops, interviews, an online survey, and this is recorded in this, what we learned. I think it's interesting beyond our own project. It's a public report, and it documents what we learned, the requirements for our system, but I think are broadly applicable, and of course the specifications of our architectural components. We are in the process of developing the so-called MAMMOth Bias Toolkit. Next month we are organizing a workshop in Athens to present and actually test it with people outside our consortium. The goal, as I said before, is to have an easy entry point for people without necessarily coding skills to be able to assess bias and get some guidance for their own datasets and projects. We have also released just this month what we call the AI Creators AI Fairness Definition Guide. This is a collective effort from our consortium, which brings together perspectives both from computer science, but also legal and social science. We have the feeling that it could be quite useful background reading, especially for those who plan to be involved in AI systems development and deployment. And of course, since this is a kind of a live document, we would really appreciate any feedback one might have. Something that you can already use if you are a developer is the Fairbench library. This is a Python library that eases programmatic fairness exploration. It decomposes existing measures of fairness into different building blocks, and it makes possible to easily combine different blocks and measures, and in that way to enable the researcher to assess fairness using many different combinations. We've used this already in several of our own research papers, and we found it quite useful, so we believe people outside the project can already benefit from it. It will be also presented tomorrow as a poster. And there is a number of scientific results. There are already 2 survey papers. that are publicly available and you can read. There is a number of research works in terms of computer vision bias, with a special focus on face verification. Another group of works on bias in networks, and also several emerging topics. So all the links are here, the slides will be available, so hopefully it can be useful to several of you. And last, yes, in case you are interested to follow us, here are the links to our social media channels, the website. So we would be happy if we get in touch.
Thank you.